What up, Christmas light lovers, people that love hanging Christmas lights, people that like to make lots of money and have a great time doing it. And so tonight, I'm going to hit on how much can we do with one truck. I'll tell you how much I did with my one truck. I've got Donovan, how much he does with his one truck, and some other guys that do it with one truck, and we will talk about that later. But before we get there, I had an amazing class this past weekend. We had somewhere between 25 on Saturday and 30 on Sunday, and it was a great class. This class, we will probably cap it at 25 in October, just because we don't really have the room for 30. So one truck, $400,000. That is freaking amazing. That is high five, clapping. High five, actually, is that, yeah, clapping. That is awesome. And so these are some things I want to hit on is what we doing. So, hey, Jason, how is it going? It's awesome to see you, Caleb. I love entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs. In fact, I had somebody ask, I did a live, if there was, I had a young entrepreneur in the class. Jason Baker brought his son, and he was only 13 years old. And so it's awesome to see young entrepreneurs trying to start and grow and be successful. And that's what it's all about. You know, we actually had two guys there that were 21 years old, and both of them are going to be rock stars. Both of them, I think I know one you'll definitely be seeing later on doing great and amazing things. And so it's awesome to help people, and it's awesome to see these guys grow into young men and to be successful and to do things that a lot of people will never try to do or too scared to do. And so it's really cool to see these guys growing and doing it. Chip was there right here. If I can get my comments to come back here. Chip was there right here. He put sup, y'all. The class was well worth it. It was awesome. It was great to see everybody. How much do you usually cost per house? And that's a great question. You know, the average ticket, when I did it, when I had my business and I was running 4 trucks, at the time. My average ticket was around $1,800 to $1,900, and this was in 2017. So this has been quite some time ago. And it was great. Donovan's last year was right around $2,400. $2,400 was where Donovan's trucks were at there. So it is definitely something that we can do. For sure. Let's try this again because it's being stupid again. Hopefully I will be on your list of 1,000 people making $100,000, and I hope you are too. Here's another young entrepreneur that is awesome to see growing and doing things awesome. He came to my class in Indianapolis. I'm quickly realizing I don't know what to ask these people, nor do I know what to say, but I've got confidence, and that's a good start. And we're early right now. It is definitely early. It is definitely, this is in the beginning of the season. There'll be a lot of tire kickers. I see a lot of people, they get discouraged and then they start lowering their prices now. And then then what happens is come November, they're like, hey, I want that lower price. And that's why we don't lower our prices now. We got Ashley. I've seen the younger entrepreneurs really growing in this business, and it's really awesome to do. I don't know what that was. Getting leads already from Ashley. So that's who's getting leads from Ashley right there. Last day at the full-time job is the 30th. Lights go up on the 1st. That's high five. That's a big step that a lot of people are scared to death to do right here, is to quit the job and go on your own. And it's awesome to see people being very successful and really killing it out there. That's what's awesome. Do you think 2 15 and 16-year-olds could get the job done? I absolutely believe as long as you two are willing to work and to show up and answer your phone, you might have to put somebody answering your phone while you are in school or figure out that, but absolutely. We're about $1,400. Nobody less than 1,000 in 2022. Here we go. Also quoted a 22,000 indoor tree. Awesome. When you having a class in Florida? I don't know. I know I've been asked. I may try to next year, but Raleigh makes it really easy for me. If you watched my video this past weekend when I actually did a live on it, it's just we got all of the trees there. I have all the roof safety there. I have all the safety stuff that I can do. We can literally show you how to install a house from the ground. So that's why it's the safe side of things, and that's the reason why we do that. You're a huge asset to the industry. Jason, I got all my equipment back. Some guy tried to sell it to my uncle's pawn shop. My uncle called me right away. It was one of the happiest days of life. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad you got it back, because that sucks when that happens. Yes, Jason is a diamond in the rough in the industry. The question still lingering is it if it is hope. It could be. All right. So, what tools are actually needed? Not much at all. Actually, if you go to christmaslights.io/tools, I have a whole list of all the tools there. And it's you don't need everything on there, but there's a lot of tools on that list that will help you grow your business. All right, let me get started on here, because I want to talk about how we can hit $10,000 days. And yes, with Christmas lights, we can hit $10,000 days. Donovan's average is a $10,000 day every day per crew, and that's per crew, not every day for 3 or 4 crews. That's per crew. And so this is something that we will be able to do to grow our business. And so with that, there's some things that we got to be able to do to be able to hit those $10,000 days. And number one thing is we got to do the marketing. Now, what was really cool about our class this past week was I actually had a guy come in, and his name is Liam. I will have him on my pressure washing channel. I don't know if I will have him on this channel. I may, but I will definitely have him on my pressure washing channel. And he came in and spoke for about an hour, and a lot of people really enjoyed that person. Now, we gave a lot of information out, but this person talked about one thing that a lot of people are leaving money on the table, and that is follow-ups. A lot of people don't follow up, or they don't have very good wording for following up. And this guy's a copywriter, and he actually writes copy. And so he was breaking Donovan's stuff down. Donovan's basically like we. And he's like, you need to get rid of the we and give it to them, right? Talk about them. What can we do for them? And so following up is definitely something that is important. So that way, whether we're calling up by text, following up by email, or phone call, how do we act with that client, right? Do we try to push them and get them on the schedule? Do we talk about our competitors? How can we tactfully do all these things and get people to sign up for us instead of someone else, and give a little sense of urgency so that they'll want to sign up for us? And so these are definitely some things that you have to think about and how we get these higher tickets, because Donovan is getting $10,000 per crew, and that's a 2-man crew. And so I was doing $10,000 a day with a 2-man crew, and I was doing most of my guys were doing $10,000 a day as a 2-man crew. Now, some of them didn't do it very well. I had one crew that their $10,000, their $7,000 day took them till 8, 9 o'clock at night. I had my best guy, Danny. He would be able to do a $10,000 day and be back by 4 o'clock every day, just because he was damn good, is what it was. He knew how to do it. Him and his partner were good, and they knew how to jive, and they would do $10,000 a day. And it was awesome to have that crew. And a lot of times they would have to go help the other guys because some of those were so slow that they didn't get their jobs done. And so we would give Danny 5 jobs a day, and some of the other guys we could only give 2 or 3 because they were super slow. And Danny was super fast. And so with that, I was able to put a lot on Danny, and Danny was able to make sure that we were able to hit $10,000 days per crew. And you have to hit $10,000 days per crew to be able to do $500,000, to be able to do $750,000 in Christmas lights, to be able to do $1 million in Christmas lights. And yes, you can do that much with Christmas lights. And I know you could say that I put clickbait up there of $10,000 a day, but that's $10,000 a day per crew. That's not even per everybody. And it's amazing how you can do this. And it's a lot of fun. And I always enjoyed Christmas lights. Christmas lights was always my favorite. Now, some things that we got to remember, and I know Nathan put on there, is how did how do we talk to these people, and how do we do this? You got to remember, and this is what we talked a lot in our class with Liam, was talking to the female, right? We have to get into the female's head and how they think. Men usually don't think the same way as female. We don't even think on the same planet. But that's all right, as long as we can figure out how we can do this. This is a very emotional buy. This isn't, oh, I need lights, no, this is, I want lights so I can feel warm and fuzzy inside, so it looks pretty for my kids. I'm having a party, and my Joneses, I got to make it look good for them. And so we got to make sure that we are selling on emotion and not on, well, we use C9 bulbs, and you can get them on 12 inch or 18 inches. We only do 15 inches. We make sure there's a bulb at every peak. They don't give 2 rats about that stuff. In fact, most females that sell to females is they're talking about the kids, they're talking about the soccer game that they're going to, they're talking about anything else except Christmas lights. And that's how we can sell and make high dollar tickets. And so Christmas lights can definitely be a lucrative side hustle. Now, if you just want to do it as a side hustle and you want to go make $3,000 and do 2 jobs on a Saturday, or 2 jobs on Saturday and 2 jobs on Sunday, and we make $6,000 in that weekend, you can do that. Or if you do $2,000 each one and you do 2 of them, that's $8,000 for the weekend. It's absolutely possible of doing this just as a side hustle. Now, the one thing about it is a lot of work. I would lie if I didn't say it's a lot of work. First off, a lot of work is answering the phone and getting the quotes out. Now, with Facebook, you can put it that it's a $600 minimum, but we still need to send them an email saying, hey, this is what it is. And I would have it pre-written out, so then that way it's just automatically sent when they go, and that way we're pre-qualifying those customers. Hey, just so you know, this is our cheapest house is $750. I wouldn't even use minimum. I would use cheapest price, right? We're going to make them feel like that's the cheapest. And our average house is $1,500. Are you still interested in a quote? And if they say yes or no, then that way we're going to cut out a lot of headaches and not take out a lot of time that we don't need to take on there and not have to do. And then, we do have to organize and make sure that we put the jobs close by. That was one thing that I struggled with my first year. I was doing the greater Cincinnati area, and one day I was here and here and here, and the next day I would do the neighbor's house. And so I was driving way more than I needed to. And so being efficient with scheduling is definitely something that will make you a whole lot of money and be very well for you at the end. Always be professional and courteous to your clients. We are a professional business. It is something that people will pay a lot of money for if we're professional. We are a great customer service business that just so happens to put up Christmas lights. So these are definitely some things that we got to look at to make sure. Make sure you have the right tools for the job. We want to make sure that we have all the safety equipment. We don't want to get up on here and fall off one of these roofs. That's not what we want to do. And they can be very dangerous. So, or fall off the ladder. You know, I got a video that's in my class that the ladder comes flying down and the dude starts walking right back up it. And so we have to make sure that we can be safe on these roofs. So we're using all the safety gear and, you know, cougar paws, pitch hopper, goat, the Ridge Pro, ropes, anything that keeps us safe up on these roofs. We have to be safe because it doesn't matter if we make $10,000 a day if we're not living. That's not going to be very well for you. So it doesn't matter if you're not making money and you get hurt. That does not help you at the end of the day. And again, we have to be safe not just on the roofs, but we have to be safe around electricity. Electricity is very dangerous. I had an employee. We make our own cords. Most of you know we make our own extension cords through zip cords. And we usually use our pliers. I teach it in the class how to use our pliers to be able to do this. And one of the guys decided that he wanted to use his teeth. Actually, Danny, my best employee, likes to use his teeth. Well, there was another guy on the ground that decided he was going to use his teeth, and he had a male, and it was a hot male. So that means there's two males. We don't like hot males. It was plugged in. He took and bit on that thing, and it shocked across his lip, burnt to his lip, and it knocked him down to the ground. Now, if he was up on the roof and that happened, it could have literally knocked him off the roof and killed him. And so we have to be careful what we are doing to make sure we are staying safe, whether that's around roof safety or electrical safety. Either one of these, both of these can be very, very dangerous when we're doing this. And then the other thing too is when we're talking about Christmas light season, I know some of you are getting some leads right now and getting quite a few. It ain't nothing. We get closer to the season, you can literally get 100 leads per day. So we got to figure out how to quote these things, how to get these quotes to people, to the right people, and be efficient. And how do we do it quickly? You know, if we got 100 leads, and even if, let's just say we got 100 phone calls, and it takes 2 minutes per phone call, that's 200 minutes, right? That's what, almost 4 hours, 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours, right? So if just complete talking on the phone, that's not doing the quotes, doing all the stuff. So we have to be very efficient when we come to this. And then we want to stay safe while we're doing this. I'm going to push the safety thing. I've been pushing a lot of the safety stuff here recently. I've seen people getting hurt, and I don't want you to get hurt. I've seen people pressure washing getting hurt. I've seen people window cleaning and getting fried by the water-fed pole. Pump up sprayers blowing up, electrical falling off roofs, and I don't want to see that. I don't want you to get hurt. I want you to make sure that you are being safe when we are doing this stuff and growing our Christmas light business. Corner, it's so early. No fear. You're good. Just pay attention to the quote feedback you're getting. Learn how to close. Yes, that is a good one. And this is a thing, right? I'm not just saying this stuff. These are successful people. If I'm chasing 500,000, where do I need to be, or where should I be come October? I feel like I'm not doing enough to get there. So October, you need to make sure that you have all your past clients put up in October. And I would try to shoot for $100,000 or more just in October. I would probably shoot for about 150 to 200,000 just in October, just so that way, because November you will get a lot, and then just make sure you're charging enough too, right? Make sure that, you know, all these new clients we're getting, we're at that $10, $12 a foot, $8 to $10 a foot at least. And so that is the important part, that we're getting high tickets, and make sure we're bidding every, make sure we're putting 2 wreaths up, right? Because now we just went from, we just added an extra $500 to this house by adding a second wreath. Make sure we're doing ground lights instead of, because now we can charge more for them stuff. So that is definitely things. What is the secret to taking that many leads? Again, it's about pre-qualifying these leads. It's about pre-qualifying whether it's coming through the telephone or it's pre-qualifying through the email marketing that we're sending back to these people. I'm terrified of heights in insurance costs. Tell me how to avoid both and restrict them. Well, the height thing is not really easy to overcome. Um, it's definitely tough to do the heights. We got Mr. Out West guy, for sure. I've got to see him at the Huge. Do you buy the lights? Also, do you price by the foot? Yes, we do buy the lights. You can buy them at christmaslights.io. You go to Christmas lights, where to buy Christmas lights. You'll buy me a cup of coffee. I appreciate it very much. And then we do price by the foot. So we're pricing $8 to $10, $12 a foot doing this. Man, thank you, Jason. Sign been killing it, and older women love me, so it's been good so far. Hot tip: just go in with a joke with them and have a good time meeting someone new. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Give me a line from a customer, and what would you say to the response? Holy crap! That's more than doctors make, and I can't believe you're charged that much. All right, you're not my I didn't pre-qualify that customer. That's how we pre-qualify that customer, and we those customers. The lights are included in the quote. Yes. Hey, this is the first time I actually got to go live on LinkedIn. So I got one person. I don't know who else is on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, give me something. Say, give me a like. Give me a thumbs up. But yes, the lights are included in that $8 to $10 a foot. Hey, Ashley, can you send me your contact, please? That will be a fee to Ashley. No, I've sent her a bunch of people for Facebook ads, and I know that she has gotten several people several leads. Tyler just started, and he's up to like 20 leads within like a couple days, almost a week. So has anyone come across them trying to eliminate gas vehicles, and what are you going to do when everything in the car? Yeah, that's going to be fun. I've got 100 yard signs to go. When would you start putting them out? Now, there is people putting them out now, and there is people having success with them right now. I would probably be putting them in Lexington for sure, and then see you know what what they kind of do there. Who do you recommend for marketing? I don't like to recommend too many people. The one that I have recommended so far is Ashley Bissing. She's been on here. She's on the chat here now. If you go to her Facebook, she's got a little call to action button. For Google Ads, I'm setting up Google Ads right now for people. I got to redo all the Google Ads because Google Ads changed how they do it. And I'm actually setting up websites right now for my people in my membership. My membership will be going up. I'm probably going to raise the price for my membership going up because I'm going to be offering a website for it. And there'll be some pretty cool stuff that I can offer with that too. But the Christmas night membership will be going up because the websites will be part of it right now. It might be completely different later, but we'll see how that works. I literally just go with the flow. I try to keep it relevant. If I hear dogs or kids, I talk about them like sounds like they're a killer good thing when and that's the right? And we'll be on the roof most of the time, and that's the thing. It's not about selling the stuff. It's about building that relationship. We build the know, like, and trust, and people will buy from you. And that's the awesome thing about it. Very nice living background. This is one of Donovan's house he did. And so that's why I like it. Yowzers. Um, of the kids sounds like you definitely need us, or I try to keep it relevant what the kids are asking for. Absolutely. Take it easy and try to make a new friend, and they become great customers. Please to get shirts printed on that doesn't have a long wait. Place to get print shirts that doesn't have a long wait. I've used a couple places. Custom Ink takes about a week or two to get. It's called customink.com. I don't have a shirt that I have, but that's some shirts that I have. They might be a little bit more. Queensboro usually is pretty quick. And the thing about custom ink, so I did front and back. I had pressure wash help across the front, turning green to clean with two colors on the back, and they were like $25, $26 a piece. And they can do sweatshirts with it and everything. Guys putting aluminum ladders against wires, it's not good. That can fry your butt. When you advertise and join groups, do you do it from your business page or personal page for pressure washing service? I would probably do it from my personal page. Are the wreaths still 300 bucks to buy from Sam's? Actually, they're like 199 bucks. I think I seen them the other day, and actually, I think you can buy them right now. Um, I think they're up for sales now. Let's see if I can find them. But yeah, I believe they're up for sale right now. Let me see here. So Sam's Clubs, put in Wreath, Wreath, and go. Christmas wreath. I should have did Christmas wreath, but I did see the 60, and someone showed it to me the other day. They're $189 pre-lit, free shipping. So they already have them in stock. So yes, they have them in stock. They're $189 a piece. We're going to sell them for 350, 400 bucks. They already are pre-lit. So that's what we're going to do. Uh, so just go to Sam's. You do have to have a Sam's Club, but it's like 40 bucks to get to Sam's Club. And you do have to order them online. There's no pickup or that. What's up, Timothy? How are you doing? Generally, how much can a two-man, one truck do in lights? 150,000? Nah, you could do more than that. You should be able to do about 200 easy, maybe even more, 250 for sure. Here's the thing, Hunter. I know your first year you did what, like 58 or 85, one of the two. Your second year will be twice as fast. You get quicker at installing. You're more comfortable up there. Your second year, my first year, I did 40, and I'm like, there is no way I can do 100 lights in a year. And the next year, I did like 150 installs with me and another guy. And he was a great roof guy. I was a great ground guy, and we could move and we could get stuff done fast. You don't drink coffee? No, it makes you short. Have you been putting out some bids on early leads? And so far, have been putting out so far two promising customers. Have been bidding at $12 a foot in California and not dropping below 8 because we have enough leads to not be scared. True. Thanks. That was me. Awesome. Up north, you can install in roof with snow. If you do, you're going to have to do it from the ladder. That is a problem with that. Your videos have helped me tremendously, Jason. My first year in high expectation this year. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm getting a lot of guys from LinkedIn. This is the first time I've ever been able to go live on LinkedIn. It was kicking me out, and it was doing some stupid stuff. And LinkedIn actually just changed their algorithm, and so I was able to go live on LinkedIn too here. How do you measure the house to quote? Well, there's a couple things we do. You can do one thing is we look at the front door. We always know that the front door is 7 feet tall, so we can take a measure of 7 feet tall, have a little tape measure, and we'll take that tape measure, and we know what 7 feet is, and we can just go across the house. We do the guesstimation way too. If we see the garage door, we know the garage door is 16 feet, and so we can take 16 feet and go all the way across the house, and that's another way that we can do measurement. There is a measuring app tool. It is called, I have not used it personally. Uh, I did download it. It's called Photos, Photo Measure, right there. And it's an app that you can take a picture, you measure the door, and then you can start measuring everything, and it'll tell you how big it is. So that's a kind of a new tool that you can use to measure and make sure that we are getting a good measurement. Square foot of gutter length, and what is the wording on the yard signs? Christmas lights, installer, big phone number. Here we go. Christmas lights, installer, phone number. I like the red and white background. It looks good for Christmas lights. Make sure that if you're going to do Google AdWords, whatever you put on the sign, you put in the Google AdWords. That way it will help it come up for Google AdWords. I've been having trouble with Google. My business keeps on getting suspended, and been hassling them ever since, trying to get it up before season hits in Southwest Florida. Any thoughts if I should leave it alone? Or I would definitely keep trying, because I want to try to get the reviews. And I know it is frustrating. It is. You're not the only one dealing with this crap. Everybody is, and so it is hard to get this your Google My Business, but in the end, it'll definitely help you out a bunch. And once you get it, make sure you do not change anything, and I mean anything. Because if you change something, it will get suspended. I knew somebody with 600 5-star reviews, changed the name of it, suspended. So don't do that. Appreciate the feedback. I'm sitting at 130,000, so goal for October will be to double that. Awesome. If you double that by October, Ken, you should hit no problem hitting $500,000. And you're in a good area. You're in Colorado. I mean, the one dude I knew last year put out 25 signs in Denver, and he did $100,000 with 25 signs, and that's all he did. 100 signs or 20. He bought 100 signs, put out like 25 or 30 signs, and did $100,000. He was charging $10 to $14 a foot doing them. 60-inch wreaths went up in price. Can't find 48 on Sam's. No, I never bought them at Sam's, the 48s. I've always bought those at like Home Depot or something local. I'm a college kid looking to start, and I have about $1,500 plus credit. Do you think that's enough to get started? Absolutely. Go out and buy signs, do marketing, sell the job, and then we can take that money, because we're going to get a 50% deposit, and we're going to take that money and we will double that out then, or we can start buying the lights from that. Let's get this party started. Slid in late, but better late than never. We got Mr. Keith Kelfis. I know people love Keith Kelfis. One of my ladies in the membership was glad to see you at the Huge and got to take a picture with you, and you made her day for her. And I know he's helped a lot of people get started in business, which is awesome and amazing. Buy a few polo shirts from TJ Maxx. Have your local embroidery shirt. Put the logo, cheap, and go. I'm going to add Christmas lights next year. So what do you learn this year? So next year, so what do you learn this year? Come to class and you'll learn everything. I would suggest to actually do a couple houses this year, even if it's just your house and your parents' house and a couple. So then next year it'll go a lot quicker, and you'll be able to get it done a lot quicker. I suggest joining your local Chamber of Commerce. Lots of good resources and prospects in your chamber. It's great to get stuff there. Have you ever done a municipality? I have. Actually, I was talking to a good friend, David. He owns Dreamy Bright, and he did $250,000 this past year. He'll do $1 million. His goal is to do $1 million in Christmas lights this year. He's actually picked up a huge contract. It's called, if you ever drove through Kentucky on 75 and you've seen the Florence Y'all water tower. That's where the Florence Mall is, and that's Mall Road. And he's probably going to get that contract to do Mall Road. And so that's going to be a really nice and profitable contract there. Coffee made me short and food made me wide. Yeah, I'm with you on that second one. I like food though. I'm not gonna lie. We made our Christmas light business a DBA under a pressure washing business. This will be our first year. Should we make it its own LLC next year? It depends. I probably would not. I would maybe incorporate it if you're going to do anything, if it's growing and getting bigger, because you can get some tax advantages. But as a DBA, the biggest thing is say one of these businesses took off. Say one of them did $2 million, and this one's doing $1 million. Well, you don't want this business to be able to sue this business, so that's when that comes. That's when that becomes more of a thing. Do you ask for a picture of the front of the house if there's no street view? If they don't have a street view, I would definitely ask for a picture of the house. Keep it up, Jason. I'm not installing lights this year. I'm going to learn a lot and attend your class at some point when I get some downtime by 2023. Never mind, I just joined again. That's how you quote a house wash. Google Earth, dude. Mr. Manny. Hey, Jason, what's the brand of the body pouch we need while we're installing? It is on christmaslights.io/tools. I've got a link on it there. That's where it would be at. You like red and white simply because you're a firefighter. Not anymore. Blue and white. That's for the popos. Or Hanukkah. What's the quality of Sam's wreaths like compared to others? I got 3, 4, 5 years out of them and never had an issue with them. Do you take the lights with you, or do you leave the lights with the customer when you take them down? They are my lights, so they come with me. Still in Google prison? That sucks. Was that Andrew? Yes, that was Andrew. Jason Guyman, can you get into pre-approvals? Pre-approvals. What do you mean by pre-approvals? I don't know what you mean by pre-approvals. Hey guys, I'm drunk and I love you. Meet your mentors. I was frankly homeless this year. We'll be at 650,000. Network online. Meet the givers. Some people naturally help and give. Follow them. Jason being a great one too. From West by God, Virginia. Thanks for answering my earlier question. I'm thinking of doing mine in my grandfather's house and putting signs in our yards to start. It's a great way to do it. Great way to do it. I went to 4 different fast food places this afternoon buying a chicken sandwich at each. It was a taste test. I love food too. Burger King one. Blah. Best way to explain to a customer why price doesn't change year 2. Because it just doesn't. It just doesn't. Customer pre-approval. So I'm assuming you are talking about how we pre-approve customers. And so the reason why we do it is if we gave when you pre-approve customers, you're going to say you'll go through your speech of, this is an all-inclusive service. We provide the lights. If we have any problems, we'll come back and fix the lights within the next day. It's a service that we guarantee the lights are on. We will take the lights down in January, and that is how this all-inclusive service works. Our cheapest house is $750, and our average priced house is $1,500. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in? And shut the hell up. And you're going to sit there, and they're going to come up with 1 or 2 responses. First one is, what? You're crazy. There ain't no way. Click. Well, that pre-approved that helped qualify that customer. or it's going to go quiet. So keep your mouth shut. Again, you have two ears and one mouth to keep your mouth shut. And so what you will do is say, yes, I would like a quote. Okay, I will get you that and we'll work out this quote. And the reason why we pre-approve is because our close rate sucks. Our close rate is 10, 15%. So that means out of every 10 leads, one customer, maybe two customers. So that's why it's important we're getting 5, 600,000 leads so that we can have 100 customers, right? And that's why it is important that we get these leads and get them going. If they're doing $10,000 per day per truck, imagine the leads. Exactly. They were getting 100 to 150 leads a day, especially around the week before Thanksgiving. What do I need to do before I put up lights for other people for a business standpoint? It helps to get business insurance. It helps to start a business. And that's pretty much get insurance, get your business going, and go for it. How much would that house in the background cost? Well, his average ticket is $2,400, so he's probably somewhere in that area. Jason, address, insurance, and injuries. Address, insurance, and injuries. Um, so insurance is definitely very important for Christmas lights. If we have employees, we need to make sure we have workers' comp. So that way, if someone falls off the roof, they will be covered under worker comp. If you don't have workers' comp, they can sue you as the business owner, and they can sue the homeowner also. And a lot of the homeowners at that point will not cover that because that was an agreement made, even though it was made through you. That's why it is important that we make sure that we have we have we have workers' comp. Injuries are definitely something that can happen. Again, we're up on roofs. We're on ladders, and we're using poles, and it is definitely something that we have to be careful. It is one of those things that all it takes is one injury and you're done out of business, and they can come sue everything if you've not got the correct LLC and all those things along that way. I do show some pictures. I don't show the actual death, but I do show pictures of my when I'm talking about when I'm talking about in my class, that I show some pictures that I want to make sure that you cringe a little bit, because I want to make sure you don't do stupid stuff. All it takes is one stupid thing and you're done. So definitely don't do stupid stuff. Um, this is probably going to sound stupid. There's no stupid question. The only stupid question is the question you don't ask. But where do I register a business? So what you want to do is you're going to go to the Secretary of State of your. You'll want to first go to the IRS, and you got to get an EIN number. You can look up EIN number, and that's like your Social Security number. And then once you go do that, you'll go to the Secretary of State of your state, and it will usually say something like start a business or something along those lines. And then you got to fill out all that information, and you'll take that EIN number that you got from the IRS.com, and you will have to put that in there also. And that is how you get your LLC. So that way it keeps you from getting sued personally, and it puts it into the business side of things. Where is the training going to be? And at Raleigh, it's up by um, I don't know what it's called. Midtown Comfort Inn or Midtown Fairfield Inn is where we stay at, and it's about 2 minutes from there. Literally 2 minutes from the hotel there. Let's have a whole chat on safety next time. Footwear, ladder gear, what not to do, what to walk away from. What not to do is fall off the roof. I'm at Freddy's right now cleaning their drive-through. And see, even old people like Brian does Christmas lights. He's like 62 years old or five, and so he's even old. Um, how do you break down your income per foot? Material cost, install, takedown, labor, profit, owner's comp. Um, Usually, it's about a third of the cost um, a third of your cost is materials and marketing. A third of your cost is labor, and a third of your cost is more of the profit. Is where we have to be at, and that's why we are at that $8 to $10 a foot, $8 to $12 a foot. So that way, we are making sure that we are being profitable. Because remember, profit is not a bad word. Did you know that profit is not a bad word? We want to make profit. That's the whole reason why we want to be in business, right? We don't want to be in business if we're not going to make profit. If we're just going to do business and have it for fun, what's the purpose of going into business? And so profit is what the number one key is to make sure that we're being successful, and we're make sure that we are doing the things that we need to do. And so with that, we do have to spend quite a bit of money to get customers. Getting customers is not cheap for Christmas lights. You will pay $150, $200 per customer your first year to get those customers. And so that is why it is important we are charging premium pricing so we can get those customers, and then we can grow our business from there. The people who tell you profit is bad and money is bad are the people that don't have any. And that is so true, 100%. But other than that, I'm going to go to christmaslights.io if you want to buy some Christmas lights. It's a great website to buy from. It's actually going to take you to another website. It's my affiliate link. And if I've helped you, I'd appreciate if you use that. It kind of pisses Fred off too, so that's even a better reason to use it. And so I like to poke at Fred. Fred's actually doing a lot of videos on TikTok. You may have seen some of his videos on TikTok. Um, don't listen to him on pricing because he don't know what he's doing with pricing, and that's why he's been stuck at where he's at. But he does know how to do installs and talk to customers, and so definitely check that out. Donovan's been doing quite a bit here lately too. I'm sure I'll have Donovan on in the future. And so, with that, it is definitely something that I recommend going to christmaslights.io. We will be having a training in Raleigh. It is not too late to start. A lot of people say, is it too late to start a Christmas light business if I'm just starting in October? And no, it is not. So I had a good friend that he was a garbage man. He had quit his full-time job. He was a garbage man, literally a garbage man, dumping garbage off of a truck into a truck. And he started his Christmas light business. The class that I actually did was in October, and it was the end of October. It was like October 30th or 28th. It was really at the end of October. And he was able to do, and I told him, I said, most people take my class will do anywhere from about 30 to 50,000. Now it's going up. Now it can be about 30 to $100,000. I've had several people hit $100,000 their very first year, 150,000 their very first year. And so I always tell them, 30 to 50,000. Jeremy's like, you're crazy. There's no way I can do that much. He ended up doing 38,000 his very first year, and he did 200,000 last year. And this year he's going to do $500,000 just in Christmas lights. And so it is definitely possible. It is definitely able to be done. So go check out my in-person training. I will probably cutting it off at 25, so that way we have enough people or we don't get too many people. And so that's where we will be just starting reading a great book. I would highly recommend you this book also, Profit First. If you haven't read Profit First, I would literally want you to read this book. This is a great book, and taking action, right? This is a way to take action. Thanks for everything you do. Life-changing information. Take action. Hashtag take action. And this is the thing, guys. I can't make you do anything. I can help you. I can be your cheerleader, and I want to be your cheerleader. You know, I say I want to help 1,000 people make $100,000 a year, and so you can definitely do it with Christmas lights, not just pressure washing, but Christmas lights too. And so with that, I want to make sure that you can change your life and everything you do if you take action. If you sit there and you buy signs and they're sitting in your garage, that's not taking action. Yeah, you took action to buy them, but then you didn't keep taking action. You know, and we got to overcome fear. Fear is a bad thing. Now, fear is a good thing to make sure we don't fall off the roof, but fear can be a bad thing and hold you back. And so just take action, keep putting one foot in front of the other. Sometimes it can be hard. Sometimes we go up a hill, but sometimes we go down the hill and we can go faster by taking action. So, other than that, I hope you all have a great Christmas season this year. I think it's going to be good. I've seen a lot of people already getting a lot of money. People are willing to spend money, even with the economy the way it is right now. And so, that is definitely something that is really good and really cool for the this here. What is the Raleigh training? I wasn't able to make the Indianapolis. Raleigh training is the Christmas light and pressure washing training in Raleigh, North Carolina. It will be October. I don't know what the dates are. Let me see. October. I don't know. October something. I think it's like the 14th, 15th, something along those lines. October 14th. Actually, pressure washing will be the 14th and 15th, and Christmas lights will be the 15th and 16th. Marketing is on Saturday, and then Christmas lights is all day Saturday or Sunday. So it is a 2-day class. One day is all day marketing. One day is all, well, it's actually 3-day, but if you just do Christmas lights, it's all day Saturday, which is marketing, and it's all day for Christmas lights. Do you get customers to sign something before you do the work? No, not really. Where do you get seasonal employees for lights only? Beg, borrow, beat, whatever we have to do to get them is what we have to do. No, it is not with Fred. This is with Donovan. Donovan's going to do $1 million of Christmas lights. Donovan opens his books. He shows you how he bid jobs. He shows you how to get high type pricing. And so that's why it is important that we do this. Didn't know if I still had free admission for $10,000 order of CLC. I don't know. That's going to be up to Donovan. That's not up to me. So that is up to Donovan. But other than that, I hope you all have a great night. I will be back on Wednesday nights. I do have a podcast for Christmas lights that I'm putting these videos up. I haven't done the last few, but I will be putting these videos up on podcast. So then that way, if you want to hear it on podcast, you can. But other than that, I hope you all have a great night. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you all later.